travel to a faraway jungle to find the source, each having their own reasons. Welcome to the Tomb of Annihilation. Alright. So, welcome back everybody for another evening, episode 7 of our campaign. And in our last session, the party joined Commander Portia for lunch in a little get-to-know-you kind of a meal. All of you were very tight-lipped about your backgrounds, but Vargo learned from Liara that his brother had visited the fort not too long ago to buy a charter, travelling with the company of the Yellow Banner, heading south towards Mesro on a secret mission that they wouldn't talk about. You also agreed to keep an eye out for the source of giant tracks leading to and from the fort down past the river Tiriaki. The commander gave you 50 gold as a show of faith and offered you a cache of magical arrows should you return with evidence of your find. You then made your way back to Port Nyanzaru, and on your journey you encountered a group of vicious velociraptors, a pair of man-eating plants, swarming piranha fish, poison fruits hanging off trees in the jungle, and you made a new friend, Sitting Stegosaurus of the Lion Clan, who gave Dusted Cole the location of his ancestors. And now you find yourself standing on the docks of the Tiriaki anchorage outside the walls of Port Nyanzaru, having crossed the bay on a barge. At last you've reached the docks. The afternoon heat wave can be seen slowly rising from the ground. Away from the river mouth, it is much hotter, and the air is stiflingly warm. The little barge that pulled into the dock and dropped you off turns to make its way back to pick up other passengers, with the pole master captain waving goodbye to you as he disappears. And that's where we pick up. Where to, oh brave adventuring party?
Once arrived, I turn to the party and say, do you guys think that we maybe find some information about this thing we are looking for in the town?
I wouldn't imagine that everybody here goes outside of town, but
Yeah, that's true.
we might be surprised.
Well, we could ask. What was the gentleman's name? The father of the young man who showed us our dinosaurs back then. I mean, if we are looking for a beast indeed, he would perhaps know what we are looking for.
That's actually a good idea. It's a shame I don't remember his name.
Then again, all we have to go on is big footprints.
Well, there is a lot of different things that makes big footprints, I suppose. And we didn't really see any of them. Maybe we should find one of them first and then ask him. But he might be a source of information.
Perhaps he knows of attacks in that area. Recognize it from that.
That's true.
It might be worth asking him. He was in Lady Syndra's on Lady Syndra's team, so best to ask there first. And since we have information for her as well, but we are still awaiting Rocca's return, I suppose we could start there. Even though I feel like I have to dust the trails off for a moment, while he tries to remember what the fuck that place was called.
But you're right with that. We might do good letting know Lady Syndra that we accomplished our part and we are waiting for Rocca to show up.
Yeah. Also, I have a few errands I would like to run northern and back. I don't know about you.
I'm fine.
I when I won the race, I got this invitation note. I pick it up and read it again. Could you help me remember what it said,
Yep,
DM?
it is an invitation to dine with some of the princes or princesses of Port Nyanzaru.
Does it have a date on it?
It does not have a date on it, no.
So I'm like, maybe we could check this one in if we wanna meet with the merchant princess.
Well, it might be good to meet with Watamba first and ask him if there's any etiquette you have to fulfill. I know that you're invited, but we might have to show some good faith while we're there. So if you have to respond to that, we might glean some cultural information first, just to be sure.
That's a very fair point.
All right, should we move then?
Where are you headed to?
Actually, no, nothing. Let's go.
It will be Lady Syndra first, correct? To inform her and get the name of the dinosaur trainer.
Mm-hmm. And, okay, so the last you heard, Lady Syndra was staying with, Wakanga.
Oh yeah, that was the name. Sorry.
So, are we all gonna head to Wakanga?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just hesitant because, Lunan, can I ask you a question regarding when you went training? What was the temple you were at?
I was at the temple of the god of luck. That's called Savara. It's a god of wizards, fortune, and divination.
What was your impression then?
They are a good bunch, I think. I didn't. I spent most of my time meditating. To be honest, they gave me a alcove to sit in. But I also picked up some of their divination skills.
Uh, Dusty Cole just nods, and his mind trails off like he spotted something colorful and shiny off in the distance.
I snap my finger to see if I can get your attention again.
Hmm?
You were
Yes?
saying?
No, I was just curious. This temple. Would you mind showing me the way later?
Your thing, we will walk past it.
Oh, excellent.
Okay. So you leave the docks and slowly head towards the great gates exiting the Teriyaki anchorage. You make your way through a couple of ramshackled houses. The dusty streets rise to meet your feet as the oppressive heat greets you. One or two passers-by look at you as you pass and nod their heads in greeting as you walk by. You reach the gates and the great archway looms before you, where a beggar is sitting nestled in the corner of the archway. He calls out as you near, "Waza umfan! Faga me a coin, ne?" As you pass under the great archways to enter the market ward, leaving the anchorage behind you, you head off towards Wakanga's. Do you stop?
I throw him 5 copper coins, the guy,
Oh,
the beggar.
generous. Excellent.
I give the man 1 silver.
Wow. Alright, mark them off on your character sheet. He nods, taps his fingers to his head in greeting to you, and gives you a small bow as you pass. As you head west, slowly making your way through Market Ward up towards the Grand Souk, more and more you notice a couple of people smiling at you and taking notice as you pass. You've not been walking long when you swear that you can see movement around you. People appear to stop what they're doing when they catch sight of you. Some of them actually part for you so that you can get past them more easily, while others just stare at you, mouths agape, open. As you look behind you, you notice a few children are following you, big bright smiles on their faces. A little girl looks at Yarlena, raises her hands like little claws, and "Rawr, rawr," she giggles, and then runs and hides behind one of the boys next to her as they slowly follow behind you. Hey, it seems you have been recognized and are mocked by your fame. A local merchant by the looks of things, tall, dark-skinned, wearing rolled-up trousers, a waistcoat, and a yellow turban. He's sidled up next to you as you continue walking. My name is Bekokwake. He holds out his hands to shake yours.
I shake it.
He shakes your hand in return and looks to the rest of you with his hands.
I hold out my hand as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make a line, you know.
Yeah, just read them one by one.
Using both of his hands.
Marching order.
Using both of his hands, he does double shakes and he looks you in the eyes as he nods and smiles.
Cross-eyed?
I am wondering why such famous riders such as yourselves are tied to the Lady Syndra, whose racing stables have now only bred their first champion. You, my friends, could be in for great things if you would only align yourselves to my stables and race for me. Wealth beyond your wildest dreams. What say you? Come, join my stables and let us conquer the city together.
I mean, Dino Rising was fun, but it is not in our current priorities. Maybe later.
He looks disappointed. He looks you in the eyes and shakes his hand. No matter. He reaches into his pocket and he presses a platinum coin into your palm. You look at it, and you look at him, and the face on the coin is identical to his. Over the other sides, it shows the bottom of the teriyaki anchorage where the dinosaur pens are, with a little X over one portion of the pens, which you assume could be his. Come and find me when you change your minds, nah? And he pats you on the head and gives you a little salute as you carry on walking. As you continue through the city, past the Red Bazaar, the Harbour Ward, and into the Temple District, you climb the stairs and you can see the place where the water jets were erected, the place where you cut through on the back of the dinosaurs, almost being spilled off the back of your beasts. You walk through the pavilion gardens to the spot where you saved the priest, past the Temple of Savras, where you begin to head past the Golden Throne toward Wakangas. As you cross over the first bridge, you make your way into the starting area outside the Golden Throne, crossing over the second bridge, heading on to the end of where Wakanga's estates are. And as you slowly reach the gates, one of the guards looks up. A smile crosses his face as he recognizes you, but then he frowns and puts his hands forward to stop you. And I am sorry, my friends, but I have been instructed to tell you that the Lady Syndra and Prince Wakanga are at the Golden Throne. They have asked you join them with all haste.
Could you point us in the direction of the Golden Throne?
And he points directly behind you to the area on the map circled in gold, which has just been highlighted, the starting area where you began your dinosaur race.
Oh, all right, sorry.
Do you know why?
I am afraid it is above my pay grade.
No problem. Thank you. Well, I guess we should hurry then, no?
We just head back then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I felt sorry for him for a moment.
So, where are we at? There she is. Okay. You head back across the bridge, and you near the Golden Throne. A huge golden domed atrium sits atop this 3-story palace, surrounded by 10-foot high walls, with guard posts at each corner. Each guard post has 2 guards standing watch, crossbows at the ready. You get a closer look as you get closer to the gates, and you are greeted by 2 more guards with spears in hand. One of them takes a step forward and puts his hand up to stop you, when suddenly the other, "Tss! Haikora! Munduako, hey! These guards are the guests of Prince Wakanga. I am sorry, my friends, but the prince is expecting you." He looks to the other one. "Do you not recognize the pointy-eared one? Eh?" The first guard stops and looks at you, eyes narrowing, slowly stepping back. The second one steps around and puts his hands on his chest, nods behind him to the first one to open the gates, and he steps towards Lunan. He grabs your hand and furiously begins shaking it. "Heh heh, my wife! She said to make a bet on the blonde one with the ears, but I was not so happy to do this." And he pats you on the back and he says, "But more than happy to make my wife happy, eh? And then you went and win. Hey, ice! But you made me a rich man. For a few minutes, that is. Until my wife told me it was her money that I bet with, but yeah, she gave me some of the money from her winnings, eh? Aish, but you are so good with dinosaurs, eh? Will you race again next month, eh? Oh, Umfan, please. And he reaches into his back and pulls out a sheet of paper. Will you make signature for autograph for my wife? She will never kiss me again if I forget. Please, Umfan. As he hands you a pen and paper.
I give the signature, and I give a small message that says just come up with something quick.
You give her your phone number.
No, but more a message. I will just use some common phrase of my god, but something like "to seek knowledge is always good." I don't know.
That goes well with dinosaur racing. Excellent. Alright, so you make a little scribble, "to seek knowledge is always good," and sign your name. Oh, thank you. And he puts his hands together almost as if he's praying and thanks you and fans to his foreheads as he steps aside so you can slowly make your way through the open gates. 2 guards step forward to escort you in, smiling from ear to ear the entire time as they recognize you. As you walk in through the gardens, the palace itself is large, lavish, with no expense spared. Marble floors and walls adorn the structure, so even though it is hot outside, it remains cool on the inside. You almost feel like you're back at home in a cooler climate. The guards lead you down a corridor to a set of double doors at the end. As the doors open, you look inside. You're standing at the top of a grand amphitheatre, looking down at a stage. Rows of benches are sat on raised stairs, moving lower down as you get to the stage, which is in the center at the bottom. And on the small stage is a long table with 8 chairs facing the theatre, and a lectern that dominates the front of the stage. Clearly this is used for matters of state. Currently, there are 5 people standing on the stage. You recognize Prince Wakanga and Lady Sylvane, alongside an old Chultan lady, clearly from a wealthy background. And next to her stands a well-dressed man in his mid-40s. Perhaps. Short, shaved hair on either side. He's dressed in silks. The 4 of them surround a smaller albino dwarven lady, and they appear to be in some sort of heated discussion, perhaps even an argument. The guards motion you down the stairs towards the group and turn to leave, closing the doors behind them.
They don't notice us when we enter?
Not yet. They are too busy in conversation at the moment.
I suppose Bargo clears his throat loudly.
Mm-hmm. One person looks up, and slowly the conversation grinds to a halt as one after the other they look up at you. The Lady Syndra smiles and she reaches her hand and beckons you to come closer forward.
We all do, I suppose. This is a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got nervous.
Fresh from your travels through the jungle, smelling of sea salt and jungle and freshly killed dinosaurs, you make your way down to the center of the amphitheater, bedraggled, sweaty, but refreshed now that you're in a cool marble environment. The Lady Syndra smiles as she steps forward to greet you as you get closer to the stage. Something has definitely changed in her appearance. As she steps forward, you can see she's using a cane for support every step that she moves forward. Her back is slightly bent as she looks a little more stooped, gaunt. Her skin tone has taken on a greyish colour, almost as if age has suddenly taken its toll on her. In a raspy voice, she says to you, I am so glad that you could make it, my friends. We heard that you had arrived. I thought it was wise to leave a message at Wakanga's in the event that you came to see us. I also sent a messenger to find you. She looks up. But I don't see him with you, so I assume you must have gone direct to the villa. No matter. She turns around. Everyone, these are my colleagues that I was telling you about. She turns back to you. Prince Wakanga, you already know. This is Princess Zanti. She gestures to the old lady, who nods her head in your direction. Zanti deals in gems and jewelleries, and runs the jewellery market below us. And this is Jobal. The elder gentleman gives you a slight bow. A pleasure. Jobal deals in guides and sellswords. He was once a guide himself, and was the only one to make it out of the deep jungle when his party was set upon by a zombie Tyrannosaurus Rex. Frightful thing. She gestures towards the center of the circle where the albino dwarf stands. And this... oh, excuse me. This is Kathla Syrinx of the strong clan Jin. Kathla gives a little bow to you. It is a pleasure to meet the recent race champions. I only hope your skills in the saddle are just the tip of the tri-flower frond, yeah, as they say. Kathla has brought a matter to our attention that requires your immediate assistance. Please, if you would take a seat while we explain. And she gestures to the chairs.
Yeah, we sit down, I suppose.
Without delay.
Mm-hmm.
So you all take your seats. The Lady Syndra seems very, very hard done by her conversation and takes a seat down and gestures toward Prince Wakanga. And Wakanga stands up. My friends, Katla here, she has brought to our attention this matter. The strong clan Jin are the foremost gem miners in all of Chult. They have been mining the northern mines for centuries. Unfortunately, the Duke's armies the Flaming Fists, are now charging for the use of the beach near Fort Beluarian. A beach the miners have been using for centuries to send their gems around the world. And as you know, there are too many of these soldiers to deal with, and we have been looking for other ways to be rid of them. But things are now starting to get heated. In fact, there is a talk of war between the clans and the miners. Princess Zanti here would rather not have a war, as it will ruin our economy here in Chult and leave the gem mines in the hands of the Flaming Fists. And this is an outcome that nobody wants. Additionally, the only person who can give testimony to this beach that belongs to the clan is the king, Jolka Strongklangin. King Jolka is suffering from this death curse, and he cannot travel to deal with the Flaming Fists. And we are hoping this is where you will be coming in, nah? Kathla here has promised that the clan will honor the payments for the use of the beach for now. If we can send someone to retrieve a vial of blood from the royal bloodline of Omu, the clan's Braumeister believes that he can brew a potion to delay the effects long enough for the king to make the journey and lay down the challenge of ownership to the Commander Potter in Pesen. As a direct descendant of Ubtao, one is currently living in Kirsebal under the protection of the Arakokra there. If anything, this mission will give you a heading into the jungle depths, and perhaps it will give you some much needed insight into the origins of this curse and a cure. In addition to putting any halt to their wartime action, Kathla says here that she will speak to one of the guides, Musharib, about lowering his fee to join you on this quest. And the three princes here, all of us, are willing to pay each of you 300 gold when you return with the blood from the kings. The Holy One in Kirsabal may also be a good source of information about the deep jungle, and where one may continue to search for the origins of this curse. Can we count on you for your support in this now?
So let me get this straight. We are going to Kersabal in order to get this vial of blood from a man, a lady of heritage, of the royalty of Chult, correct?
Lady Syndra nods. Yes, so the last remaining royal of the bloodline of the kings of Chult is safely hidden in Kirsabal under the protection of the Arakokra. It is said the clan's Braumeister believes that by utilizing her blood we can cure this death curse.
Mm-hmm. Could you point us in the direction of this place, Kersabal?
And she pulls out a map, or asks you to pull out your map.
Oh, alright. Oh wow, it's far.
Yes. We estimate... oh, excuse me. Your journey could take up to 3 weeks to get there, depending on the route that you choose. And then come back with the blood from the noble, the King of Kings. If you hurry, we could make it back within 5 weeks. End the war and end the cure, or end the curse. We're having the cure in hand.
We all want to end the cure, I believe. So,
Yeah.
if this is what you think will solve it, I'm all for it personally, but I can't speak for the others.
why we're here after all.
What was the location again? Sorry, I get so mixed up.
Kirsabal.
Okay.
The river
Oolong.
Oolong, yeah.
Oh, there, yes.
Lady Syndra, I cannot help to recognize that the curse has had his toll on you. I'm just worried that 5 weeks might be a little too much for your own personal health. What do you think about that?
I appreciate your concern, and yes, you are correct. The curse is catching up with me, and I am slowly wasting away. The healers say I have months left. Fortunately, months, not weeks. So I cannot stress how important this mission is. The urgency to find a cure. Not just to avoid a clan war, but for all of those who are suffering from the curse, such as myself.
And how exactly will this vial of blood help you in particular, Syndra?
If it's proven that the blood is a cure, we will be able to produce it with the help of the royalty of Omu.
So are they somehow connected to this curse then?
This is not information that I and as she's about to finish, Kathla steps in. Our Braumeisters, they know that the blood of the kings is very powerful. And we will be easily able to find a cure and make sure the production is mass created. We have got powerful magics and artifices that are able to replicate this effect if we know that everything is going to be working and the cure is operational. But first, we need to ensure that the economy of Chult remains and does not leave. The gem mines cannot fall into the hands of the Duke and the Flaming Fists.
Seems like a lot of weight is being placed on a mere rumor.
Yes, my friends.
That is the best clue we have right now. We are here to end the curse.
My friends, if you are able to do this, make sure that the war is stopped and you find a cure to the curse. Perhaps Chult will be able to return to its former glory. And of course, if you find the royal line, the royal bloodline in Kirsabal, it would be a great honor if you would be able to reinstate the royal line into Chult, so that once again the royal family is overseeing our country instead of all of these foreigners coming in and taking our land.
How much blood does the brewmasters need?
Well, this is the thing. We have a vial, and it should not be too much, only a small potion's worth.
One question. Are the princes okay with this royal prince or princess taking the power back again?
And
Big one.
the three merchant princes that are in the room look at each other and they nod. Port Nyanzaru is always operating independently, but at the moment the politics is such that we have people from all over coming in, taking our land. If we are able to establish the royal line once again, we will be able to raise the royal army and force these people out, and perhaps we will be recognized by the other continents and receive support and make sure that Chult stays with the people. We are very much in favor of this.
And what about him or her? Is this person able to become the king or queen again?
It depends what you mean.
I mean, if he or she wants to.
We won't know until we've spoken to them.
This is a good point, my friends. Yes, you will have to speak to the royalty and find out if they are willing to come out of hiding and once again take their rightful place on the throne.
And how would we know this person? Is it a human or elf?
Yes, it is the royal line is human.
Do we have a name or a reason why this person is hiding at the moment?
Well, the legend has it that the royal line assassins have been taking them out, trying to kill all the royal family. We have no idea who is left, whether it is the son, the daughter, the grandson, or the granddaughter. But we have had word from the Arakokra that there is one member of the royal family hiding in Kiesabal. This is
Remember what they said down at the tavern. The people actually believe that the Aarakocra stole them, and there is a price on getting them back, at least for adventurers. So there is this dichotomy that some people believe that it's a prisoner, and some people believe that the Aarakocra took them to safety. Apparently, so it's your guess is as good as ours. I mean, there's divided opinions on this. So we all we can go by is to go there and ask them, at least for the vial of blood to start with.
Yeah. What kind of people are the Arakokra? Are they trustworthy?
The Arakokra are a loyal race of avian bird people. Proud, honorable.
That's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, go on. No on.
I guess we have to discuss this slowly. It's certainly a really long travel, and a lot is in the line. But yeah, what do you guys think?
I mean, I certainly expect us to not just waltz in like a bunch of randomers and then just claim, "Oh, it's easy to take you back to Chor." So I think we should definitely, at least when we're traveling, at least make sure that we understand that we cannot just walk up here, and because if there is actually assassins after these people, and we walk up and say, "Hey, can you hand them over this person?" I mean, we might look like the assassins as well, so we might also be sure to not come across as people who just there to take them back. Let's also just make sure that we prioritize in this.
But also, if blood is enough to lift the curse, the blood is all we need. For now.
Yes, but what I mean is that in bringing them back, we also have to be aware that these people, if what the council here, is it called the council? Sorry.
You can call them the council if you want.
The merchant princess
the merchant
here,
princes,
at least believes that these people are that these people are protecting the royal king. We have to be aware of that. That we just don't drag out a knife and get a vial of blood. I mean, with respect when we're there at all times, so we don't seem like a hostile power or hostile assassins or anything like that.
Very fair.
Is there perhaps some sort of something in writing you could give us to perhaps prove that we're not just a random group of bandits.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And something that tells that we came in behalf of all the princes of Port Nyanzaru and
Yes.
maybe the whole of Chult. And I imagine that the royalty will appreciate his people calling for him or her.
Yes, I am sure. I'll suggest this. We will have a document drawn up and delivered to you before you depart.
Excellent.
How would you recommend getting there? Do you think boat is an option?
The choice would be up to yourselves which way you think you would be able to travel quickest. I myself am not a guide. And she looks over to Jobal. My friends. I am Jobal. We've met in the beginning. It is quickest to take a boat down a river, make your way across the jungle. Sailing around the Horn of Chult will take a little bit longer, but if you hop on a boat down Tiriaki River across the jungle to the
Yes.
River Olong, you would need to purchase a canoe, carry it across the jungle with you, and then continue down the River Olong. You should make time quite quickly. Remember, not everything in the jungle can keep up with you if you are moving quickly. You should be able to make some good time. Of course, you will need a guide, and Kathla here has offered to speak to Musharib for reducing his fee. But of course, if you do not want the albino guide as your own, you are welcome to find another one in the taverns here in the port. And then your guide will be able to let you know which is quickest, which route you can take. But I would suggest you take charge of this yourselves as well.
I also suggest that we might stop by in Mesro, is in the middle of the way, and we might find some help if what we heard recently is true.
This could be a good idea, yes. I take it, Syndra says, that you are all in agreement to assist.
Of course we are.
Certainly.
Okay. Ah, this curse is killing me. In which case, let me see you out so you can make your preparations. And she stands up, as do everyone else, all of the other merchant princes. They bow their heads in thanks. Please, let us depart, and I will fill you in a little bit. And she slowly heads towards the exit, walking up the stairs with her cane. Click, click, click.
Lady Syndra, a minute if possible.
Yes.
I would like to have a minute alone with her, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. So, do you offer her your arm and lead out in front of everybody else?
I have an important person back in the citadel. He's also afflicted with this curse. I'm sorry, I could not help but think of him when I saw you.
Yes.
Do you think that this potion, this might be of help to him?
I am hoping, for all of our sakes, that this potion will be a cure. A cure that will help everybody afflicted by the curse, including me and your friend.
But what about the soulmonger? If that thing is still active, how is...
We won't know until we try. Potentially, the cure could work and we will not need to find the soulmonger. Or the cure could buy us another couple of months or years whilst we find the soulmonger. But I feel that this avenue of a solution will not only halt the coming war, but also give some of us hope that a cure is possible. At least until we find and destroy the soulmonger.
Then it will be done.
I appreciate it. But come. And she turns around and slows down so all of you are as a group slowly walk up together. Let us not dwell about death, and let us look instead to the successful completion of your mission. I suggest that you rest before you head out. This will give Kathla time to find Musharib and for you to purchase any additional kit you may require. How was your trip to gain the charter? Any hiccups?
Is he talking to all of us or just to Vago now? Because this both is equally funny to me.
She now talks to all of you as you're all in a group, and you get to the top of the stairs and the double doors as you slowly start exiting down the corridor.
We obtained the charter without much issue. They asked us for a favor, though, on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted us to look into some sort of a base that's been hunting people leaving there.
What sort of a beast?
They didn't say.
They didn't know.
Ah, the jungle harbors many strange creatures. Yes. Well, unfortunately we have not heard from Roku as yet. Hence the urgency of the task. Otherwise we would be able to shut down the Flaming Fist altogether and not worry about this war. She leads you. Go on.
Sorry. Regarding this beast, we were hoping that we can point us in the direction of the Dino Master, the Dino Brewer, not Brewer, sorry. The Dino Trainer. We thought that maybe he will have some knowledge about this creature.
Certainly I can get him to visit you wherever you are staying this evening. Where will that be?
The taverns we stayed in when we arrived, perhaps.
The fancy one or the low-key one?
I'd say the fancy. It will be our last chance to get a proper night's sleep in a long while.
That is correct, yeah.
Cathla's house of repose, then. I will ensure he visits you first thing in the morning.
Thank you.
No doubt Kathla will be keen to get going as well, beating down your doors once Musharib is ready. Of course, if you want another guide, you can always spend the evening finding another that is available. And she leads you out into the sunshine as you stare across the bright and beautiful heated city. Well, my friends, I must get back to the others. We shall speak in the morning. Good luck. And she turns to head back into the palace. Right. So, you're all standing outside the gates. Crowded around there. Where to next?
do we want to do for a guide? Are we going to go with their suggestion or get our own?
Well, seems like a good idea to me.
I mean, getting half the price for the. I mean, those guides were expensive. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Go with theirs?
We could check the postings as well, but I'm not against taking him. And what do you guys say? I see we have a few options when it comes to travel. As he said, canoe is one of them. But potentially getting just by foot or some other type of transport. I don't think it will be easy to cheap enough to buy, but you could get dinosaurs maybe as a pack animal.
I think going down the river might be the quickest option.
We'll have to look into the cost of a canoe.
We might need two, I think, if we're hiking this.
I think with a guide we might need two persons per canoe.
That's a good question, actually. And DM, how will one canoe fit all of us?
It depends on the size of the canoe.
Yeah, I mean,
Have you been shopping for canoes yet?
nope.
So you wouldn't be able to tell then.
Yeah. And I mean, what size was the canoe that bring us all to Port Nyanzaru? Did we all fit into one, or
the way from into the port, you were all on a barge, which was quite a large flat barge surface.
okay?
Going across the river towards the fort, you were all in one large canoe. So there was a canoe that could fit 7 to 8 people, yes.
So it's possible.
Correct.
Wow.
Why don't you roll a intelligence check for me quickly? Just to test your memory.
My memory is this.
Yep, with a 13. So, having crossed the bay twice and walking through the port a couple of times past merchants in the streets, you can see that canoes come in various sizes. There are some very large ones. They are wide, reasonably shallow. Think the American Indian style canoes with a flat bottom and a rounded sides with pointy front and back ends. There are some other sides where they've just got like a gondola style canoe as well, where you can fit people in there also. But some of them were very lightweight, whereas others, which looked more comfortable, were quite heavy.
I mean, we have to carry them through the jungle, so we have to keep this in mind.
What I will say is, with your intelligence check, you're probably quite confident that a dinosaur will not be able to sit in a canoe.
Shame.
That's probably a good thing when the T-Rex is chasing us.
This is true, yeah.
Maybe it can swim.
Ooh.
It will probably just walk on the bottom of the river.
Come chasing after you. Yeah.
Alright, so should we wait for instructions of our guide first before buying anything? Or do you guys want to do things here first?
If we should discuss what type of equipment we wish to bring with us and acquire those sort of things as well. And how much money we have combined if we need to spend it as a combined type of effort.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at coins.
Oh, by the way, DM, the platinum piece that man gave me,
Mm-hmm.
I pull out a piece of paper and some coal and start to make a copy of the inscription in it, the map.
Okay.
That way I keep it, and that way we can expand the platinum if needed.
Fair enough. What else?
We have to buy a lot of things. Only question is, do we do that before or after meeting our guide?
After?
After, I would agree. And then we can get a suggestion from the guide.
I still have to run an errand.
You have time.
The guide will not come to us until later in the evening, maybe.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, I think he said. Oh no, that was the guide. Yeah, sorry.
If you're going to choose Musharib, they said first thing in the morning. Once Kathla has spoken to him, she'll bring the guide and you'll set off.
Yes, then we need to make sure we buy everything before. But we could potentially look into the possibility for other guides already. Because I do believe as soon as the day breaks, we need to be off within half an hour at least. So if we want to do errands, they need to be very quick ones.
Yeah.
We can't go around shopping for a whole day.
You've got the rest of the day today to do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I will trust your decision on any buy that you deem worthy.
There is a little bit of money I would like to spend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? I didn't hear.
Oh, I said I would like to go buy some things before we meet our guide.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can refill our supplies as well.
Because Yubal is an experienced guide, I think his recommendation of a canoe is not a bad one. So I don't see a problem in getting a canoe by ourselves either.
Well, that is, unless the dinosaurs thrashed them all while we ran through it earlier.
All right. So who wants to go buy?
I will buy some supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Me as well.
I'll head to the temple.
So, Lunan, you're going to the Temple of Savras.
Yeah, I will guide him to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And introduce him if he wants.
That is, so in order to get to the Red Bazaar below you, you will all need to go across the bridge to pass the Temple of Savras, and then around the garden area down the stairs. So you are all going to be passing that area. So you'll go through the top part of the Merchant's Ward, down past the Harbour Ward, and the Red Bazaar is below the Golden Palace. So, I take it you're all heading towards the Temple of Sabrasen in the same area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you all head towards the Temple of Sabras. And you make your way slowly to them. The temple in front of you is a grand building, and it's one of the grandest buildings in Port Nyanzaru. It appears old but well maintained. A three-tiered tower rises from the center and is topped with a grand dome that resembles an unblinking eye staring skywards. Who is going inside?
Not me.
Nope.
I am.
So I'm sure I will guide him in unless he wished to do this alone.
Are the
Anyone
rest
else joining us?
I'll stay out here.
So the rest of you are going to wait outside, just the two of you go in?
Yeah.
I was thinking we separate and maybe we gather after in the tavern, correct? Or do you guys want to go together? It's okay.
Dusted? How long are you planning to be here?
I don't know yet. I'm meeting someone. So I don't know. You can go on ahead. I have full faith, as I said, in your abilities to know what is a good guide and what is not a good guide.
We will find you guys later.
And I will finance my part of it. Just take note of how much I owe you.
Is this person you're meeting an ally? Is gonna be dangerous, or you think you will be okay?
I don't foresee any trouble with this, no.
All right. Then I head off. See you later.
Cheerio. So, Vargo is off, Valrus is off. Yalena, you are going shopping as well?
Yeah.
Dusted?
I'm in the temple to meet someone, so I'm definitely not going shopping. I'm staying here.
And Lunan?
I'm following Dusted.
So, the two of you will be in the temple, yes? Dusted, who are you looking for?
I'm looking for the priest who said to meet me here when I returned.
Do you remember his name?
September was the one you gave me then, but now we've met a new guy that's also called that, so I'm pretty confused by that, but there we go.
Okay. So the rest of you walk past the temple to make your way to the Red Bazaar, the shopping district. Dusted and Lunan, as you walk in through the gilded double doors, you notice the ground of the temple is made from cream-coloured marble. Small blue stars are inset into the marble at irregular intervals, giving the effect of a nighttime sky in reverse. You move deeper into the grand temple, and you recognize the priest you saved in the middle of the temple. He's surrounded by three dark-clad figures. They appear to be in a heated argument. The old priest is clearly trying to shoo them off, but they don't appear to be in any hurry to leave.
Dustin takes a few quick steps to get closer to the group.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he reaches them, he bows to the elderly priest and announces his presence.
Lunan?
I'm just following Dusted. I'm
Okay.
not acting just yet.
Both of you move at a reasonable pace towards the group, and as you get there and bow and you introduce yourself to Zitemba. The group look over you. Scowls replace the frustration on their faces. Then the biggest one spits on the ground, points to the old man with a finger. Dogu beta wena Zitemba. And with that, they turn on their heels and leave, storming past you, cloaks flapping behind them with the speed at which they move. Zitemba visibly sags and then turns to you. Thank you, my friends. Your timing could not have been more perfect. Those rogues wanted me to perform an augury for what they claim to be their lost cousin. But I sensed evil coming off of them and have been trying to get rid of them for 10 minutes. I am only glad you arrived when you did. And he comes and puts his hands on both of your shoulders and gives you both a small hug. Come, let us take some tea. I would like to thank you for helping me.
And Dustin is going to throw a quick glance over his shoulder at the men, but they're probably already gone, and then follow the priest.
Roll a perception check for me.
So that would be 12.
So you give a quick glance behind you as you look, and you know that there could only have been 15 or 20 feet behind you, but as you look behind, they all seem to have just disappeared into the shadows, and you can't seem to spot any of them. But you can still hear footsteps receding out of the temple. Zitemba leads you to a small alcove, and you can see that there is a teapot with some cups which are sitting there. He lifts the lid, looks inside and gives it a bit of a blow. And the smell of fresh mint and something sweet in the air catches your nostrils. And he looks at you, both of you. Tea?
I nod.
Yes, thank you. Dustin is going to try to perform the sitting down that he experienced. If it's on pillows, it's not on a seat, I guess.
Yes, correct.
Because then he's going to try to replicate the action that he saw in the jungle of a proper tabaxi sitting down.
Okay. You won't need to roll. You've performed it once perfectly before. So you cross your ankles together and in one fluid cat-like grace movement you manage to sit down. And the grandfather Zitemba's eyebrows rise as he looks at you and watches you do it and nods. I see that you have picked up some local customs. He begins to pour you some tea, hands you the cups, and then himself slowly sits down, using one of his hands to help him get down onto the cushions. Since that day at the race, when you tried to pull me out of the way, I had a vision, and I've been having visions of the same thing since. At first, I did not understand it, so I had to consult with Savras himself and meditate. There is a dark force tied to you. Something in the jungle is calling to you. I saw a jungle city, far to the south, enclosed by cliffs, crawling with snakes. A black obelisk was draped in vines, and I saw you, walking through a wall, as if there was an entrance made secret. I have dared not look any deeper for fear they might look back. But I feel it. I did not believe that it was possible at first, but now I am certain. The curse does indeed originate from the jungle here in Chult, and it is magical in nature. Evil magic is at work. As he drinks his tea, you can see the seriousness over his face, and Zitemba is definitely not lying. This is a grievous thing for him to be contemplating. He's visibly slightly shaken. My friends, you must be wary. When you travel south to this place, be alert for any dangers. The curse is waiting to take you.
Just it sits. His seat really becomes uncomfortable under him, and it really shines through him because of all the things that he has to acclimate to, that he possibly has ancestors here, and now all of a sudden that he might be claimed by something before he even gets to meet them. So he is a little uncomfortable in this realization of everything, and tries to sort of like a city of snakes. But what is these snakes then? Is it far? Is it close? What is it?
The snakes have always been in Chult. Crawling, hiding. There is even a race of people, the snakes. It is a sign. Beware of the serpent.
Thank you, Father September.
Lunan is taking this information to heart and is instantly starting to question whether or not this blood will actually help the other mission.
Are you just questioning it in your own head?
In my own head, but now he's also saying out loud. So we were just put on a mission to go south and collect the king's blood to hopefully be able to reverse this curse. What does Savros say about this?
I can tell you for one thing, King's blood is powerful. Mixed with the right magic, there are cures aplenty. Savras is all-seeing and all-knowing. I would need to pray on this and speak to him, but I cannot delve any further into these dreams. But I have no doubt that King's blood has got special properties. A cure? I cannot say. But if it is possible, should we not try?
Fair point. I will have to pray on this myself.
Okay. And while you're sitting there drinking your tea, thinking about these, we will switch across to the rest of the party. The rest of you walk past the Temple of Savras, around the Pavilion Gardens, and head down towards the Red Bazaar in search of purchases for your journey. Who is buying what, and what are you looking for?
I think we're looking for canoes first, I guess.
A canoodle?
A canoe. A canoe to see what kind of canoes we can get, I guess. Hopefully one that fits mostly everyone, if not two.
Alright. As you near the Red Bazaar, sounds of merchants shouting their wares, selling all manners of things. Arms and armor, transport equipment, jungle equipment, fur rugs, scarves made from the tails of flying monkeys, and hats made from birds. All manner of things can be found inside the Red Bazaar. From where you're standing as you approach, you can spot various items. And deep within, on the edge, on the northern side, you can see canoes poking out of the sides of the bazaar. You slowly make your way across. Is it all of you going up to the merchants?
Bargo is.
Yep.
Okay, so there is quite a large section which has got a number of water-worthy items, not road-worthy, and a small little wood elf looks up at you. Oh, yes, yes, hello, hello. May I sell you something? You look quite interested in my wares. What is it that you're looking for?
You're looking to buy a canoe. One that will take us down the river, one that is light, and one that can either fit. How many of us are there? I can't count.
That is okay.
6 of us.
I think that it might be a good idea to have some space left in case we find someone else.
7 of us. I know there might not be a canoe that's 7 big though. So
Well,
Plus equipment.
I can sell you a canoe for 8 if you want, if that is what you're looking for. Not a problem at all. And he gestures to this beautiful, grand, dark wood canoe. It is wide. It must be about 3 foot wide and it's 7 foot long. It looks like you could fit 2 people abreast down in there. 8 people could easily fit with maybe some equipment between your legs apiece and small little paddles around the side. This is a wonderful ivory wood bark canoe, made by the finest hands in Chult. What say you?
Is it easy to carry?
If there are 8 of you, you can carry it no problem. Is carrying something that you're going to be looking towards?
We are planning on taking it down the river and then carrying it through the forest
Ooh.
to another river, I believe.
Mayhaps you might require one of the folding canoes then.
You have folding canoes?
Oh, yes, yes, I have a special item over here. And he points to the ground. And on the ground, it looks like a little backpack. It's almost like a wooden suitcase with straps that go onto your back. Ugh, and he drags it over, clearly straining a little bit at its weight. Ugh. Sure, sure. And he starts pushing people aside and leans over and pushes a button on the top of the box, and all of a sudden the box flips open, opens some more, and an entire canoe starts unfolding itself. And as it lies flat, he then leans across and pulls a couple of sides up, throws a couple of clips on together, and he starts clamping it all together, and you can see this large canoe, almost the same size, 7 foot long, similar construction, foldable, available to carry for one person if they're strong enough.
I've
This
never seen such a thing.
Bargo is amazed. He's just studying how this can be done, how this is fulfilled.
I'm
Like
not gonna
magic.
carry that.
This
Don't
is
of
the
course you
master
wouldn't.
workmanship. Artificers here in Port Nyanzaru have made folding canoes. And it could be yours. 500 gold pieces.
Oh!
500 gold pieces. Do fine.
How much is the regular canoe?
A regular canoe?
Yeah, the first one you show us.
Ah, that the handmade black ivory wood canoe is 300 gold pieces.
And do you think that it will be impossible to carry that across the jungle?
Well,
We're taking Valrus with us. I would say it will be impossible.
it depends if you're going through the jungle itself or around the outskirts. I mean, you know, you could have people with machetes clearing a path and it would be easy. Of course, you might need 3 people to carry it.
Hold on.
Well, we find ourselves in a conundrum.
I probably have to decide.
What?
How much money do you two have?
I'm verging 95 gold pieces.
I have 200 in gems. I did not. I did.
Oh, the price. Correct.
And 26 gold. But we wouldn't still need some leftover for the rash ones.
That's our guide.
Yeah, do you guys think that that's correct? Yeah, we also have to pay the guide. And
I only have 26 gold as well.
and probably get some more supplies. Yeah. Do you think it might be a good idea to wait until tomorrow, come back with the guide, and maybe he can help us make the right choice here?
I believe this big of a purchase might require everyone's approval as well.
Yeah, that's correct. Also.
Unless we want to go and get the others back. We'll go and ask for their approval. We might be able to haggle him down if we can come to an agreement to get something while we are on our travel.
Are you having this conversation in front of him?
No, I pulled them to the side to discuss.
Okay.
So tomorrow then.
Or maybe a little bit later. What time is it? Ish.
It's late afternoon.
We still have...
Excuse me, madam, where are you closing? When are you closing?
Madame, I am a wood elf. I know that I look Gentile to you, but I am a Syrah.
I beg your pardon.
Oh dear. We want no offense.
Should I put this stock item on the side for you?
Yes, please.
We
Thank you.
will need to confer with our other friends who are currently busy.
We're gonna purchase one of them for sure. We just need to decide which one.
Excellent. Well, I tell you what, and he pulls out a little tag and writes a note on top and says marked for sale in a little piece of string and ties it around the edge of the canoe. I will hold it for you until midnight.
Much appreciated.
Okay. I'll
Thank
make
you.
sure it doesn't get sold. And he turns around and starts unclipping it and slowly folding it up again.
Does it seem like a complicated process, or it will be easy to do, to imitate?
Roll a perception check for me.
Booyah, there you go.
Having watched him open it and close it, yeah, you figure it should be quite simple to do, actually. It would probably take you 2 minutes to do either the opening or the closing, provided there's nothing inside it.
All right. In the meantime, I was wondering if maybe, you see, wandering through the jungle, I find myself recently almost dying by picking some herbs and plants that I should not. Anyways, I'm looking for maybe some pouches to store herbs, clippers, and leather gloves for collecting plants, a mortar, a pestle, several. Do you happen to sell an herbalism kit?
I am but a simple canoe merchant. However, if you just head down that way, and he points further down into the bazaar, you will find all of your needs in certain shops.
My apologies. I thought this was a general store. Yeah, sorry. uh, all right. I will go that way. Thank you very much.
So as you look around, basically there are market stalls. It's like going to a car boot sale. People are all crammed up against each other with spaces behind them, in front of them, trestle tables out with like small blankets separating each other underneath the huge canopy of the Red Bazaar. There's everything that you can think of for sale over here. You just need to look around and see where the various areas are.
Yeah, I will search for someone trading in herbs, I suppose.
Okay, so you head over to the spices area. And you follow your nose, really, and as you are busy making your way through, you can smell strange but wonderful aromatics scents hitting your nostrils, and you know that you're in the right area for the herbs. And as you slowly move closer, you can see small little jars and bottles containing herbs, and small little pouches that are used to hold them, glass vials and everything as well. And behind one of the big tables is a small gnome. It's a female, and she looks up at you as you approach. Oh yeah, hello, my name is Helga. How can I help you?
Oh yeah, okay. um, Excuse me, I was looking for instruments to identify and apply herbs. I was hoping maybe you could sell those.
I'm sorry, you're looking for instruments to do what?
I'm looking specifically for an herbalism kit. My intention is to deal with the plants and herbs my group and I can find in the jungle.
Oh, yes, of course, so we sell those.
Oh, thank God. And for how much will that cost me?
I can sell you the herbalism kit for 10 gold pieces.
All right. Bargo inside is screaming. I'm being scammed. I'm afraid that might be a little bit over my price. Will it be possible to turn down the price a little bit? I promise you I have the intention of coming back here.
Roll a persuasion check. Or a deception check if you're lying.
I'm not lying, so perception. Anyways, it's exactly the same roll, so...
Okay.
15.
A 15 is good. Alright. And just to do an insight check on you as well, she looks you over, up at you, because she's obviously a gnome and she's quite small. Okay, for the repeat business, I can give it to you for, say, 7 gold pieces.
I take out... I take out the 2 maracuja fruits that we got last session, the ones that are safe to eat, and I say to her, I heard that these are really useful for treating headaches and such. Will maybe offer you one of these fruits, lower down a little bit more this rate.
If you give me both, I'll give you the kit for 5 gold pieces.
Do I get a sense that this is a good trade then?
Yeah, I mean, in a normal city, that's kind of what you're used to. she's obviously dropped her price by 100%. She's halved it, so the haggling seems to have gone quite well for you.
Deal. And I give them the maracuja fruits.
Thank you very much. And she reaches around and grabs a herbalism kit and puts together a few bits and pieces. And the kit contains a variety of instruments like clippers, the mortar and pestle that you were looking for, some pouches and vials which are used to create remedies and potions. With this kit, you will be able to add your proficiency bonus to any checks that you make to identify or apply herbs, as well as creating any sort of antitoxins as well. You can add a herbalism kit to your equipment.
Thank you very much.
You are most welcome. Halja bids you thank you.
And I go back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we should look at getting some rations ready. At least maybe a week's worth to just get us going.
Yeah, they say 3 weeks, but we may be able to forage some food in the jungles.
Well, there's also the way back.
Well, hopefully the Arakaka can help us with that when we get there, no?
I expect them to have a town or something. Probably a market, I hope.
Mm-hmm. Potentially.
I hope so.
Probably.
I don't know much about Arakaka. I guess I'm gonna look for just a store that would sell rations. That looks like it sells rations.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could easily put together a day's worth of rations. So, in a day, a portion of rations would contain something like dried meat, jerky, maybe some dried fruits, some hardtack, or some nuts. A good handful of that might be able to sustain you for a day, which is generally what rations are. And you can easily see a lot of that lying around over here, so you could put together a couple of days' rations all together for yourselves if you were buying, even in bulk even.
Yeah, could we... How much would it be to get a week's worth each, I guess?
A week's worth of rations.
Yeah.
So 7 days. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Hopefully I'm decent at this.
Okay, and let me roll for me. Okay, so you beat my roll. An expensive price, the would have been a lot. I would probably say about 3 gold pieces for a week's worth of rations. Or make it 8 days worth of rations.
3 gold.
Yeah.
I don't know about the other two, but Yalena's gonna get 2 weeks worth.
Okay.
Well, 16 days worth, I guess, for 6 gold.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so make sure you write down 16 days worth of rations, and that's for one person.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will go for the 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
We expended 1 ration, correct? In our last travel.
Yes.
At least I have.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm good for now. I have 9.
That's good. We'll obviously say, rations don't run out, given that they're nuts and dried fruit and food. They can last for a long time. Anything else you're looking to purchase?
Does anybody have a machete?
Let's have a look.
I was confident our guide might have one, actually.
There is one in the group.
Ah, that's
Always
alright.
best to have several.
Didn't Lunan have it?
Yeah, but I'm not there to tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here with the rations. I'm screaming inwardly.
Well, I don't remember, but Bargo will remember. So he tells me.
We have one machete in the group, but it might not hurt to have more.
Oh, DM, by the way, one question. I've been meaning to ask you. I left some 2 stones back in the camp in the fort of the Flaming Fist, close to it. I mean, just so Roca, when he came, he got some kind of guidance of where we are at the moment. And will I be able to know if that triggered somehow?
So you know that they didn't trigger, and
All right.
from the last session you also remember that sitting Stegosaurus said that he watched Rocker leaving towards the coast, jumping on a ship.
That's correct. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So they wouldn't have triggered at all.
All right. I will drop concentration in that then.
I would assume you dropped your concentration a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's not concentration. I mean, I dropped the use of that ability.
Okay. Right. It's 9:15. I suggest we take a break quickly until past.
Sounds good.
Good.
Okay. Who are we waiting for? Everyone's back. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Let's revisit Lunan and Dusted Coal in the Temple of Savras.
All right.
Yes. So, you finished your tea, and speaking about the discussions about the dreams that Grandfather Zitemba has, is there anything else that you're looking for from him?
The gentlemen in black coats. Will it be all right if they come back? Will you be safe here then?
I thank you for your concern, but I should be safe. They wanted an augury, and I refuse to give it to them. I will make sure that they do not set foot into the temple again.
That is good.
Dustin is slightly unconvinced by that argument, being a cynic in some capacity. But he respects the old man's wishes and nods his head.
Mm-hmm. Right. Any other business with the old man then?
Thank you for this very nice tea, and we will need to be on our way. I say and stand up.
And Dustin sort of like absent-mindedly, sort of like, oh yes, gets up as well.
And he takes both of your hands and thank you once again. And I wish you the best. Remember, beware of the south.
Thank you.
Okay, so you make your way out of the temple, and where are you guys heading?
Let's get to the bazaar and see if we can find the others if they're still down there.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well swing by the tavern where we all agreed to meet and see if they're there first, and then go to the bazaar. It's on the way, right?
The bazaar
is on the way.
The bazaar is on the way to the taverns. Yes. So you'll swing by the bazaar first before you go to the tavern.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry. Yeah.
Alright, so as you make your way around the harbour ward and into the market area by the Red Bazaar, the cacophony of voices and salesmen pitching things comes flooding into your senses. You make your way around one side of the bazaar and you can see the three of them. Vargo, Yarlena, and Velrus. And they seem to be just about finishing a conversation with a merchant who is busy folding up what looks like a boat on the floor. Vargo is standing there, one eyebrow raised, staring at it. Mentally, you can see compartmentalizing the motions that this chap is going through in folding this boat. And Yarlena and Velrus are not as interested, but are looking around more for other odds and ends. Once the boat has been folded, as you start nearing, you can see he puts a little tag on it and he parcels the folded boat away, and off they head further down and stop off at a dried herbs outstand. An exchange of money takes place just as Vargo puts a pouch of trinkets into his pack. The two of you eventually catch up with them as Vargo's just managed to purchase the herbalism kit.
There you are. I saw you found a good boat. How much was it?
It's very good. It is also
It's also very expensive.
gold, I think.
500?
500. Or was it 600?
600.
I forget these things.
600. Did you try to get the price down?
We were
No,
going
not
to
yet.
discuss first with you. Oh,
So
Does he
the
have a
alternative
idea?
is what?
they added another boat that was just 300?
Yes, but this one we'd have to carry with 3 people.
I see.
Yeah, but isn't that manageable?
Perhaps.
It's manageable, but if we can, we could try go for the more expensive one. I
Oh.
don't know how much you two have. I have a little bit. I have 200 in gems. Might be able to bring him down a little bit. But we also
Nice.
need money for guide.
I spend a lot of my money on rain catchers and rations, I must admit.
All useful.
And I still have half of my jams and some gold. A total value of 195 or 94.
I have about 90 gold pieces.
What about you, Valors?
Measly 26.
You spent all your
Oh wow!
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
I have the gems as well?
I have three. I have 34, and I thought I was down on my luck.
So 95, 90, 200, 34.
Oh yeah, because you won a lot of shit.
Oh wait, no, I should also have like 200 in gems then.
Because everyone got a total of 200 gold in coins and 200 gold in gems, if I remember correct.
That's correct. Yeah. So if Valvis hasn't bought anything, then he should definitely have the gem still.
Yeah.
Plus 10 gold each from Port Castigliar, the flame feast. Yeah.
Oh, we should have... She starts trying to count on her fingers. We should have 744, but she has no idea.
We still have one person left, correct? Who hasn't added up his money to the pile?
Trying to think. I haven't bought anything. I swear I put in my gold, but I don't know what's happened to it.
I mean, I don't know. Have you bought any sort of like casting materials, like a gem or something?
No, there was only the. I don't remember how much the training was.
The training was 200 straight up.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably where my gold went then. I should still have the gems then.
Did you spend? Who was it that spent for a familiar?
I did 30 gold and already used 10 of those. Also expended 100 for apparel.
I have for rations, rain catchers, healing potions, and mixture of different roots that can heal different poisons and such. So I went all in on trying to save everybody when we're in the jungle.
Living for the now.
So I don't think we can afford the expensive canoe, and the guide will cost us at least 75 gold for 30 days if we pay half price.
Do we know how much will the guide cost us?
The standard price is 5 per day.
Yeah, 5 per day, and even if it's only half, it's 2.5 per day. So
yeah, you have to pay 30 in advance. 30 days in advance.
Yeah.
Oh Lord! But the guides also have a mission. I think they say that if we help on the mission, they will not charge us.
Yeah, but isn't that the same direction? I don't know. Could we have a look at the map again?
Yeah, that I think that we may wait for tomorrow and ask the guide what he may require of us.
We did see this guy on the poster, right?
Yeah, but do you remember where he wanted us to go?
He wanted to go to
this was the thing we got.
Hakama.
Do you want me to
read you okay?
Do we know where that is?
I'm a kiddie. Don't expect me to be able to say that.
So I'll read out his snippet. The jungle is my home. I know it well. I can guide you anywhere in Chult for a fee of 5 gold pieces a day. If adventure is what you seek, join my quest to reclaim Harakhamar, my clan's ancestral forge. A volcanic eruption forced us to abandon it many years ago. The fire newts that have since taken over must be driven out or destroyed. At the very least, we must sneak in and recover a relic known as Moradin's Gauntlet. The fire newts must not be allowed to keep it. If you love dwarven kind, then hear my plea and join me in returning Rakhamar to its rightful owners. I will waive my fee for your promise of assistance.
So we can just promise him.
Or
don't do that lightly. I mean, do you know anything about fire newts? What are they even?
Or we can find a guide that want us to go near where we are heading anyways. But oh boy, that's...
Was any guide wishing to go... There are no names on these postings. Are there supposed to be the names as well?
No, the names aren't there, just the pictures. Which ones are you looking at?
There's you can discern Hugh's name, and you can discern what is his name? Musha Reed, because he's the only albino dwarf. So those two names you can sort of like deduce from just looking at this. And the other names is the bottom one sort of suggests that they are more than are on this board, but it's actually also interesting.
There's the board. So let me open the original one quickly. Yeah, a couple of people actually put their names.
Behave, Ray.
Hey?
No, it's just Ray. Ray sent something in chat. Sorry.
Oh, so the first on that board, the lady at the top is Azaka Stormfang. And she is looking for someone to go to Firefinger and get rid of the evil terrorfolk that roost in Firefinger. She wants to get a wooden mask from them. The guys on the right-hand side, that's Ferrul and Gondola. You recognize them from the Dino race. They were the ones that had the Triceratops.
I see.
The dwarf on the left-hand side is Hugh Hackinsaw. And Hugh is looking for someone to help him slay the dragon and get his arm back from the dragon.
Okay.
Ouch.
Then the dwarf on the right hand side is obviously Musharib. And then right at the bottom is Salida. And
she has an attitude problem.
there you go. Yeah, so
The only ones that are okay with forgotten for I don't know the word. Sorry.
foregoing.
Forgoing. Thank you. For forgoing the fee are the one who wants to go to Firefinger and the only and our guide. Yeah, but
And
we don't. Yeah, but we don't know any of these two locations. I think.
Do I know, or I'm asking, do you guys know, or myself, anything about Terrafolk? What kind of thing they are?
Roll do a nature check for me.
I asked that about newts as well, by the way.
I don't. That's why I asked.
Yeah, you are not used to the land over here, but Terrafolk, you have no idea. Newts, newts are small baby insects and worms. Fire newts, you can guess that they must be from some sort of fiery background.
Some kind of big salamander on fire, basically.
Potentially.
Okay. I got it.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
We could see if we can find her and ask her where this Firefinger is. If it's on the way, it might be easy to do.
Yeah, and in the morning ask the albino dwarf where his place is, and we make the chest. All right.
What about buying a canoe?
I would like to buy the big one, but I don't think we have the funding.
How much do we have?
As I said, I could put up, if I spend all my money, every resource I have, I could put up 195 in gems and gold.
I have 200 in gems and 20 in gold.
Same here.
We can give 400 of our gems then, and then you give 100. You need to have some money left. What about the rest of you? That gives us...
I'm okay giving all my money. 90.
I'm also okay with giving up what I have, but I don't have much. As I said, I have rations and I have rain catchers and healing supplies.
Everything you need.
I have quite a lot of rations. And should we run into a lot of trouble, I may have not counted.
I think I have worth at least 50 days of food.
Oh,
Wow.
we will be okay for a very long time then.
Yeah. We also manage ourselves.
Well, one person. So 50 days for one person. So if you divide it up by 6 people, obviously that becomes less.
It's a week for everyone, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you two have? 200 gems each from Jarlan and Valrus. 100 from Axel Eluden. 95 from you, Vargo?
90, sorry.
90, no, sorry. So then we just need like 10 more.
Maybe haggle the price down a bit as well, you know.
Yeah. I can go and see if I can haggle the price down.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we going to go for the affordable boat? It does look very nice.
It does, yeah. But question, who is gonna carry that?
I can probably carry the boat. It should be fine.
I'll help you with that.
Thank you.
The foldable one, one person can carry it by himself or herself.
We
Well-
can take it in turns.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Then
if
then
you-
let's do that. Let's search for this lady as where Five Finger is, and in the morning the dwarf will tell us where his place is, and we make a choice.
I will go by the boat now. So
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
she'll wander back over to the wood elf.
Okay. So you make your way over to the wood elf, and he sees you coming, and you can see clearly his eyes light up at your approach. Oh! It is great to see you come back to visit Perrin. I take it you are looking to purchase the boat?
Yes, I would like to purchase the boat. I was also wondering if we could come to a little arrangement.
And I come up next to her to give her a hand and say,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm just I just won the we two just won the dino race and would be a good commercial for your place if we get a good price here.
Oh, dino races going out on the river. Amazing.
Yes.
And what about you, Yelena?
She nods. We would talk to your shop about all our friends. And tell them you are very kind and have very good prices and very good wares.
Also, we could sponsor your shop in our boat. Make a little logo.
Okay, who's going to roll a persuasion check for me?
Not me, please. Not me.
I can do it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I will tap Jarlena in the shoulder and say, "You can do this. You're guided. Your guidance."
Okay, is guidance an extra?
Are you
A D4.
You're going to cast
D4.
guidance to give us some guidance, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Is anyone helping Yarlena? Actually, I take it, Lunan, you were helping her, weren't you?
That's what I was trying to do. Yeah.
We all were.
So
Yeah.
then you get advantage on the roll as well.
I'll
Not
roll
that
it
it's
again.
needed, Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's okay. Got even better, and then I'll roll that D4 as well.
And the d4. Okay.
Possible bonus
28.
100 gold. Thank you.
28.
That's not a bad roll, you know. The elf looks at you up and down, and he sees the three of you coming forward, and looks at Lunan. And all of a sudden, you see the recognition. His eyes start to grow just a little bit bigger as the pupils start to enlarge, and he takes you all in with his big green eyes, Lunan, and you can swear that you almost see the tips of his ears start to wiggle a little bit as the excitement builds and he's visibly trying to contain himself. Oh, Perrin Ariendel would love to have the favor of the winner of the dinosaur race, spreading his name and being yes, and you can visibly see him rubbing his palms together. I think we could come to some sort of an arrangement. I'd be willing to knock off 100 gold off the price of this wonderful artifact if you would also furnish Perrin with, shall we say, and he leans forward to you, Lunan, and tears open his shirt. You know, his brown skin pectoral throbbing through the shirt. And sign your name on my chest, would you? And he bats his eyelids at you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. These people love
For
night
100
race.
gold? Hell yeah.
This normally pale wood elf goes as red as his hair in the face and reluctantly take the pen and signs.
Oh, you see this majestic merchant elf batting his eyelids at you as stars begin to twinkle in his eyes. Oh. And he slowly buttons up his shirt and closes the tassels, and he slides over. What did we say again? 400 gold?
That would be amazing. Oh.
Let's make it 350.
Thank you very much. Your generosity knows no bounds.
And he completely ignores you, and he only has eyes for Lunan. As he starts battering his eyelids, and he's like, do come again.
She's just gonna... she'll give 150 of each of hers and Valorous' gems, and she'll just ask the other, like, two of the others for, like, the other 50.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
hand over 50 gems.
He doesn't even bother to count them. He just opens a pouch and lets you pour all of the gems inside as he's like staring stars into Lunan's face. Yarlena, you pay him, and then slowly lean down to pick up the folded box now. Roll a strength check for me.
Oh boy. Whew.
That's a pretty good roll. Expecting it to be quite heavy, you lean over and grab the handles as you pick it up, and you're surprised to find that it only weighs about 10 pounds. Given the strength that you put in to pull it up, it almost jumps off the ground into your hand. It's lightweight. The color is a deep brown, and you wrestle it onto your back with the straps, and it feels reasonably comfortable inside. Weightless, compact. You know, it's something that every young lady should take to the market.
She just looks pleasantly surprised as she shifts it onto her shoulder.
Excellent. And I take it you make your way out of the Red Bazaar? Little old lady roller boat, yeah? And as you make your way out of the bazaar, you head towards the taverns, and you just see the wood elf fingering the gems, his hand in the pouch as he slowly watches you, a forlorn look on his face as Lunan walks away, not even bothering to look back. One hand on his newly found chest tattoo. Ah, the wistful look, and then he remembers where he is and embarrassingly looks around to make sure no one just saw this display of emotion, and goes back to counting his gems. I think you can all give yourselves some insight.
Inspiration, you mean?
Inspiration, thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, I was living the moment.
I mean, it's Luna.
Of having your chest signed by Axel? Loon?
Well, you got some insight.
Yeah, I was looking for some insight.
That was wonderful, guys. How much do I owe you?
This is okay. We managed to cover it with our gems, and we still have plenty for other things, so I would not worry.
Right. I owe you one. Anyways.
It's not a problem.
Yeah, for more important reasons than gold, anyways.
I think we all owe Lunan for his sacrifice.
Dustin comes walking back, sort of not noticing anything that's happened. So we got the boat?
We got the boat.
Excellent.
So, are you heading off to Kaya's House of Repose, or are you heading off to the Thundering Lizard?
I will search for this lady, the one who wants to go to Firefinger.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's not in one place, I will go to the other.
Okay, and what is everyone else doing?
I think I'll follow Vago around on this because we've been to the Thundering Lizard before, so that makes sense for us to follow him there.
Yeah. And the rest of you heading down towards the market district as well, to the market ward?
Might as well.
I'll probably follow Vargo and Dustin.
Okay.
Just following the gang as well, then.
Cool. So, you all make your way down towards Market Ward. The Thundering Lizard is up ahead, and you can slowly see the sun starting to set, dipping on the ocean behind you in the bay, lighting up in different colours of the sky, and you can hear the music coming out of the Thundering Lizard, the thumping sound of bagpipes and drums. There's definitely some sort of a celebration going on over there. As you get to the entrance of the Thundering Lizard, you have a look at the notice board and you can see that there are a couple of tags. There is Ferul and Gondolas is missing, as is Musharib's, but Zaka's is sitting on the notice board over there, indicating potentially she is inside.
We go in then, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You make your way inside. And as you all step in, some of the music tends to slowly die down as people start looking at you. Is everyone going inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you all slowly make your way, by the sounds of things cautiously, into the tavern. And as you all get inside, someone at the bar all of a sudden says, "The winners!" and people start turning around. They're like, "Hey, the racers have come, finally!" And as you're making your way through, people are patting you on the back. Some other people are giving you 1 or 2 copper coins and saying, "Have a drink on me, have a drink on me." The music starts to strike up again. And roll a perception check for me, whoever's looking.
I think I get a bit excited by the attention again and don't remember why I'm there. I will not look.
Okay, so Lunan, as you walk in, people are clapping you on the back, ruffling your hair a little bit, 1 or 2 pats on the bottom as you walk past, like, "Good show, you know, well done." Vargo, the minute you step in, you ignore all of that, and your eyes cast over, and as you take a look on the balcony, you notice Azaka bent over a drink, elbow on the table, hand on her fist, just looking down at you all entering. Yelena, you spot this out the corner of your eye. As you notice Vargo's head moving slightly upwards towards the balcony, you spot Azaka looking down as well. She gives a bit of a smirk and goes back to her drink. She is sitting alone at the table upstairs.
Vargo looks up the party. Yes, goes ahead.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to make your way over to her. Anyone else going with him?
I think Dustin is keeping an eye on Lunan, not getting lost in the crowd at this point.
Okay. Yelena and Velrus?
Yeah, I'll follow him
I'll
upstairs.
go in as well.
Yeah.
Velrus, where are you headed?
To upstairs.
Okay, so 3 of you are going to go upstairs. Dustin and Lunan, you slowly meander. The bottom of the bar area, as you walk in, there are like bar stools and bar tables scattered around. There's a whole lot of people standing around and drinking. The bar is at the far end, on the right-hand side of the establishment. On the left-hand side, where the bar stops, there's the stairs going up and to the balcony over there. The band that is busy playing is sitting in the next to the bar on the right-hand side, but in the corner behind you almost as you walk in. So blasting out of the front doors and across the entire place. Lunan and Dusted, you find your way slowly being ushered by the crowd towards the bar, cheering your name, Lunan, and people start buying you a couple of drinks and lining up a couple of shots for you, congratulating you. You've been in richer establishments and you understand Kaya's as well. You know, it's gestures of goodwill. I mean, some of the drinks aren't that expensive, but you know, they're cheap shots that they're buying you. But you take this all in your stride and you have a couple of sips here and there, as well as Dusted as well, just lapping up the attention for a while. In the meantime, the 3 of you head up the stairs. You slowly approach Azaka. She looks up at you, inclines her head as a small nod and gestures for you to sit down and join her on the table. I see the champions have come to sit with me for a drink. Thank you. Congratulations on your finishing of the race. The people here love new champions, as you can tell. How may I be of service?
We saw your poster. We're looking for a guide.
You have come to the right place. I have been through the jungle countless times and I am still alive. If you're looking for someone born in the jungle, you need look no further. I will be able to take you through the safest places and avoid all of the dangers.
Well, we did also notice that there was an option to waive the fee, and if we have a look around Firefinger.
Ah,
We were wondering if it would be on the way to a destination.
oh,
We're heading south.
I know all the places south. Whereabouts are you headed?
Well, we'll start off through River Teriyaki.
This is a good direction. Yes. And where is your ultimate destination?
Where exactly are we headed?
Kirsabal.
Kirsaval, yeah.
Ah, the famed city of the Arakokra. Yes. Well, my quest is along the way. We could most certainly take the river down and visit the Firefingers and cross to Kirsabal in a matter of days.
Could you please point us in the direction of this place, Firefinger? And we show it the map, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You whip out the map. Let me just go to the fog. So she takes a look at your map and then grabs a little pen from her pocket and she marks the area on the map.
Yes! Alright.
The Firefinger, it is directly to the south, and as you go down the river Teriyaki, it is quite easy to reach. If you are willing to help me with my quest, I am willing to waiver my fee. And from Firefinger, we can then travel south by east and head across the river Olung to Kirsabal.
I look at my companions, just amazed. This is perfect.
It is
Yeah, I don't
perfect.
see a problem with it.
I think
Excellent.
then we might be happy to accept your conditions.
This sounds fantastic. And when is it that you are looking to leave?
Tomorrow.
Excellent. Excellent. I will get my affairs in order. If you are all happy to shake on it, then I will meet you, shall we say, here in the morning for the breakfast? And we can head out.
What are we looking forward to, however, at Firefinger?
What are you looking for?
Yes, who might we find there? We've read that you wanted to get a wooden mask.
The mask of my ancestors was taken from me.
By whom?
The Terra folk, they stole my mask. I am looking to get back my wooden mask from them, and my quest will take us into the heart of Firefinger, to the top of Firefinger and the roost that the Terra folk stay in, to seize back the mask for myself, and once we have that, we will then head straight down to Kirsabal.
Is
Can you
there-
please talk us a little bit more about these terrafolk? What are they? Are they people? Are they beasts?
I will tell you, and she, bear with me 1 second. Oopsie. Let's just go to select. Character sheet. That should have gone to the game. There we go. She describes the Terrafolk as a race of flying dinosaurs, reptilian dinosaurs that are humanoid. They are flying creatures that have got leathery style wings and reptilian features, clawed fingers. that like to attack passers-by and steal whatever they can get their hands on.
All right. Do they? I suppose, for what you said, that they live in high places, correct?
Yes.
All right. I take a note of that.
The Terra folk are a terror on Chult, and they seize anything that they can get their hands on. We should get rid of all of them, and in getting back the mask of my ancestors, I am sure we'll be able to rid ourselves of many of these evil creatures. I am delighted that you have decided to help me in my quest. You will free the people of Chult from this evil reign of terror. And I'm sure once we reach Kirsabal, the Arakokra will thank you for the service of taking care of their sworn enemy as well.
All right. Anything else, you guys?
I think that is all from me.
Yeah. Go
Excellent.
and see the others. Let them know.
I will leave you to your evening, Zen, and I will see you in the morning.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
And with that, Azaka drains her mug, nods to you. I just need to go and take my ticket off the board. That way no one else will try and hire me. And she gets up and she leaves the balcony and makes her way outside. You watch her as she goes outside, and as you're making your way down the stairs out the corner of your eye, you can see her pull her ticket from the notice board, and with a smile she folds it and puts it in one of her coat pockets. So,
That was simple.
We got ourselves another secondary mission.
Starting to stack up.
But they are all in a nice straight line, almost. It's very satisfying.
Well, one would require us to go back to where we came from.
All right, yeah, for the Valerian, you're correct.
Yeah.
Well, should we tell Dusted, Hangunen?
I think so. And probably call it a night after that.
Down we go.
so you make your way down to the bar. Lunan, can you roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Sure.
Is it assisted? Because I'm trying to keep him safe down there.
It depends if you are assisting all of the drinks being drunk.
Oh dear. Yeah, definitely.
Every other drink goes to Dusted.
In which case, then, can both of you make Constitution saving throws, please?
Perfect.
With advantage.
Good thing. That's the first roll. In a second.
I'll do 18 for this.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So, Dusted, the drinks are coming by. I mean, you recognise, cheap booze with your background as well. So some of it you kind of turn your nose up and intelligently manage to choose the drinks that are lower in alcohol, leaving Lunan the higher alcohol content ones to drink.
Supposed to be helping.
After about 7 or 8 shots each, Lunan has got a big smile on his face. He's had a couple. Slightly tipsy, and you can see a big grin on his face as he's like, these people really do love us, let me have another shot. Bing, bang, poof.
Please, guys, help me keep him safe from that wood elf guy. Whatever happens, help me with doing this. I cannot do that alone.
So
This is the first time I've ever had this much attention given to me. It's really amazing how kind people are over here.
Hick.
I've never had that before.
As you're busy basking in the glory of your win, eventually, you notice the rest of the party coming down the stairs towards you. Dustin, you obviously notice them first, being able to see with 20/20 vision. Lunan at the moment has probably got some beer goggles on.
You and me both, Lunan, but I think we ought to continue your conversation elsewhere. I think we found our guide.
Great.
Start heading out the place.
So, okay, you decide to exit out of the Thundering Lizard.
Hmm.
Anyone else going with you?
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
help.
that will go as well.
I will help carry our drunk companion.
Yeah, I was hoping to support Lunan out. Yeah.
Alright, so is anyone staying behind?
I will have. I will have a word with Jarlena in the way to our tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Jarlena,
Yes.
about what happened in Port Valerian. I just wanted to say that I have been thinking about it. That I think that you are correct. I act impulsively, and even though I promise you I had the interest of the party in mind, I agree with you that we may have found another way to act. So I'm sorry for that.
No, I would not worry about it. It is fine, so long as you know what you did is not the best way, I guess. Don't let it weigh on your mind. But thank you.
I will try to do best next time.
No, that is all we can all do. I'm not exactly the pinnacle of perfection either. It is what it is.
Now please help me carry this bolt.
She'll let them hand.
Okay, so who's carrying who? I'm helping carrying Lunan. You're carrying the bow.
Oh, that's correct. You're helping me. Yeah, sorry. We are three people carrying the carriage.
And Yolena's carrying the people carrying the people.
And the boat.
And the boat.
This is convoluted, yeah.
She needs to go to the gym some more.
I'm fine. I don't need carrying right now, at least. It hasn't hit me yet.
Lunan's busy walking and people are trying to pick you up and hold you and carry you and you're like, why are you touching me? Okay. So you exit the Thundering Lizard and you make your way towards Kaya's House of Repose, around the stairs and towards the front entrance. Excellent. And as you walk up into the entrance, you notice the serenity of the establishment, the beautiful reception area with the well-made up female elf that's standing behind the counter. She looks up, her eyes sort of squint as she recognizes one or two of you, and then recognition hits her as she sees Lunan in the background coming in. And she comes up from behind the reception with a little clipboard in her hand. She's like, well, welcome. Welcome back to Kaya's House of Repose. Is it dinner or lodgings?
Both, I think.
Excellent. Will you be sharing rooms, or are we going to be looking at a room for everybody this evening?
I'm okay with anything.
have a feeling somebody will need to keep an eye on His Highness, who has decided to get very drunk.
Right.
I
Yes.
I would assume that he can find his way to the bed and
I will stay with
would you trust me look after him? It went so fine when he had drinks earlier, right?
I would trust you. No. You're a very bad kitty for getting him drunk.
just get him a room and lock him in.
No, that's not
I will
what
stay with Fernando. Poor guy.
How many rooms altogether, please?
I think 5. Yeah, 5 of us. God damn it. 5 room.
5 rooms. And will you be taking breakfast as well?
Yes, we will.
Excellent.
believe.
Then dinner this evening, breakfast on the morrow, and 5 rooms will come to 6 gold pieces, please.
I take out the gold before anyone has time to say anything, and just put it on the counter, and looking happy.
Well, he is drunk.
Expecting a shot. 6 gold.
You've taken out 1 gold, have you?
I took out 6 gold.
Okay, 6 gold, right. And so she slowly puts it aside. Excellent. Why don't I see you to the bar?
Oh no.
Dinner is all...
Am I getting free drinks here as well?
Oh, unfortunately not, no. Even royalty has to pay for some things. But I tell you what, I will escort you for free to your table.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's so kind here.
So she, please follow me, and she turns behind, she leads you behind the counter. There is, you can see, a double doors into an open area. There's a couple of people around. The ambiance is quite chilled. There is a, can I say, a bard in the corner with a violin that's playing a nice tune. She leads you to the back, which is the Glasshouse restaurant that you recognize. The stars are slowly coming out, and as she makes her way through, one or two of the other waiters follow her and push some tables together, so you're all together on one big table. This evening is meat platters and vegetable platters. I assume you are happy if we just serve?
That would be great, thank you.
Excellent. And may I bring some wine or some mead to the table?
No wine. No wine.
I think water will be fine. They have had enough tonight.
Right. And you can see the disappointed look on her face. Clearly she was hoping to upsell everybody. But she nods her head without pressing it, and makes her way away as the 2 serving people who followed her start to lay the table around you. Then a third person eventually comes over with a platter full of meats and vegetables, and they start ladling up your plates. Dinner goes by quite well. The food is exquisite. Lunan, you get a free bottle of wine that's plonked down next to you, and she comes over and she says, "From the gentleman across over there on the other side of the restaurant." And as you look up, you can see a brown-skinned gentleman with grey long hair, a suit, and a waistcoat. And he looks at you and he nods. I mean, he clearly comes from money. Doesn't say anything, but he's an elderly gentleman. And he just nods and smiles, and then continues talking to the person that he's with, as if it's just the norm, sending bottles of wines to tables.
I nod what I think is discreetly, but clearly it's not. In appreciation.
Excellent. So he doesn't notice the over-exuberance that you do with your nod, almost head-butting the table in front of you. But People seem to keep their distance, just looking at you, smiling, noticing the group of you. No one comes over to ask for autographs. They understand that people require their space. After your dinner, the plates are cleared, and the lady comes around to show you to your rooms. Is there anything anybody would like to do prior to the evening's close?
Yeah, just wanted to say that I still think that it's worth it to reunite with Musharrif, both to tell him that we will not require his services, but also so he can point us to the place he wants to go in the map. It might prove useful to know this location.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are you guys fine with that?
Suppose he cannot hurt.
Well, it is a dwarf. Let's assume that it has a timber. He has a timber. Sorry.
God, that's so racist.
Nah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So
I take it then, once everyone's done, you make your way to your rooms for the evening?
that is correct. Yeah.
Alright. The evening passes uneventfully. Lunan, you wake up the next morning, a little bit of a headache, but not too much of a hangover. At least not enough to give you a point of exhaustion. You manage to keep your drinks to that point where you were tipsy throughout the night, but not overly drunk.
Not blackout drunk.
Exactly. In the morning, as you all come down for your breakfast, you notice waiting in the restaurant is Musharrif and the other dwarf. I've forgotten her name now. Katya?
Katla.
Kathla.
Kathla. Yeah. Oh yeah, hello, good morning. It is good to see you this morning. I have brought my colleague with me, Musharrif. And he is ready to jiggle and take you through the jungle. Musharrif, say hello. Alright, what's going on? I understand that we're going into the jungle, yeah?
Who wants to talk?
We regret to inform you that we have found another guide, but we would love to know what it was that you wanted done.
We may be able to help you in the future.
And at the news, Kathleen appears to be slightly shocked, and she's like, "But what? We had an agreement. I was going to get Musharrif to half his fee. What do you mean you found another guide?" And Musharrif puts a hand on her shoulder, and he's like, "All right, now just chill down. Yeah, what was this about helping then? Yeah."
You had something that you wanted done, and we wanted to know a little bit more, so that maybe in the future we could help you.
Yeah, the forge of your people.
You're looking to help me get the forge. All right. Well, it is placed in Rakamar. However, I don't think you'll be able to get there without my guidance. And the place is kind of dangerous too. What exactly are you hoping for?
Well, once we have done our current task, we would come back and we would go there with you.
All right. Well,
if that is suitable.
I guess that just means that I'll have to wait around for you to come back, or maybe take on another group of tourists out into the jungle. Yeah.
Yeah, but could you please point us in the map where this place is? We might be jumping to conclusions too early if it passes by our current tour that we're planning to do. We might, I don't know, maybe do both. I don't know really. First, we will need to know where this place is.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh, he wants to keep this place secret. I see. All right. Ha.
He looks at you quite suspiciously. What? So you can go there without me and steal my the gauntlet on my ancestors and take it for yourselves? Yeah.
No.
That's not our intention at all.
We have no interest in taking what is yours.
I
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I just felt bad for making you come here for nothing. So I thought I just may offer you this deal instead.
He already doesn't trust you now, thinking that you're trying to pull one over on him. So I would suggest somebody else potentially try and have a word.
I can give it a go.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check then.
Oh, that was so close to being a 2.
Oh my.
He looks you up and down and well, all right. So, as you might know, the volcano erupted, and you know, where the fire newts are, they moved in and cleared out my ancestral home. I'm not surprised, being newcomers, that you don't know Harakramar, but you know, you could really just ask around. Anyone would have told you exactly where it is. And let me see that map of yours then. And he takes the map from you, and he reveals. Oh, is that it? Did I draw? Ah, erase. Ah, fool. Sorry. I need to take the fog off. Egypt. There we go. He points down to the southern part of your map, down by the Cobalt Mountains, and fills in a little circle where Harakramar is. My ancestors' home is down over here by the Valley of the Lost Honor. It is where we would be going to retain the relic, Moradin's gauntlet.
My god, this place is far.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that bad, actually. From here, we just need to take the river Ocean Star and follow it all the way down past Mbala, down to Ataz Kahakla, and then it's a trek across the mountains. Easy peasy.
If you say so, you're the expert. But yes, I think we can do this once we return from our trip.
Right, well, good luck with your new guide.
Thank you. And good luck with whatever group you take out on it, or
I will see you here in a couple of weeks then.
yes.
Hopefully.
And you can see his shoulders visibly sag as the hope in his eyes disappears, knowing that he has to wait a couple of weeks to reclaim his rightful birthright from his ancestors, and he slowly turns and walks out of Kaya's house of repose. Well,
You're making this worse.
Kathla turns to look at you and, well, I guess you didn't want his help, but you have your mission. Kirsebal it is. I gather there is nothing else that you want from me, so I wish you the very best of luck. And I would suggest that you make post all haste down to Kirsebal, and we will see you back here in a couple of weeks in time to stop the war and find the cure.
Yes, yes.
Those are true, yes.
See you then.
Good. Okay, and with that she gets up and see you in a couple of weeks, and slowly walks out of Kaya's house of repose. And I think that is where we will end it for tonight.
Thank God we found another guy.
Oh, but it was wonderful the way it was set up. Like, oh yeah, you can totally find another guide. I'll just guilt trip you later over it. And
Brilliant.
that's why I'm happy I got drunk.
I didn't actually expect that you would choose another guide, to be honest. I mean, I'm not going to give you more insight into anything other than the guide that you've chosen is all the way down on the way there, so that was a good choice to go for. Right, so you ran through Port Nyanzaru, you had a meeting, you've picked up another mission. You headed down to Kirsebal to find the blood of the royal and come back with the blood so that Kathia can create a cure. Her brewmaster, or their Braumeister, will be able to use it to create a cure. And on the way down to Kirsebal, you have promised to meet Azaka and retrieve a wooden mask from the Firefinger. Unfortunately for you, you've also learned that the Terrafolk who reside in Firefinger are sworn enemies of the Arakocra that reside in Kirsebal.
We're gonna pull off one of their heads
necessarily a
and give
bad
it to the
thing. Yeah,
Aarakocra.
exactly. The bigger the myself and fly.
My thought exactly, Yarlena. We will take one head and show it to them.
Only one.
More heads. All
A
the
whole
heads.
collection.
Yes.
I mean, it's better than what I came up with when thinking about, oh, what can I present to the Aarakocra or something like that. I was thinking about this for the whole time you guys were shopping. And then we meet these guys and you just want, yeah, let's just cut off a head. I mean, it's better than anything I ever came up with.
Well, I will just say one thing. 2 heads are better than 1.
Mm.
Oh dear.
In this case, 3.
All day.
And to top it all off, Lunan found himself a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yes.
A fan for life, and you found yourselves a folding canoe at a really bloody cheap price as well.
Your sacrifices will be
Lunan's
remembered, Lunan. Thank you.
Yeah. Yolena comes to the fore, Rachel with her bloody dice rolling. How many, 18 or 19s have you been
I mean, in the summary, it basically
Very
says
happy.
that Jalena went from having a feat in ballistics or using ballistas and having a feat in hacking for birds. Basically, it's what the summary is going to say when I upload it in a moment.